Hey guys, good morning. It's Tim. Today is June 16th, 2022. And just wanted to do something. I haven't done this before. I've done some instructional videos. It's probably somewhere back on Facebook or Instagram at some time, but I haven't put anything up on YouTube. But I do have people ask me a lot of questions about how I accomplish things. And I started thinking about it yesterday. And it's always just kind of a matter of making things work, and you don't always have to do what's inside the box to make things work. A good friend of mine, Eldon Titus, who was a very well-known car builder and also a model builder, that's where he started out, and he worked for Darryl Starbird and a lot of the famous car guys. And Eldon was a hell of a modeler and a hell of a teacher, and I was lucky to be friends with him for many years. But I remember years ago we had worked on a similar kit. It was I think it was an AMT Riviera kit, and I really was looking for that stance of having that car just slammed as low as I could to the ground, and I struggled with it, and I re-drilled the axle holes. I think it was one of those old chassis with a metal axle chassis that you just put the axles through, and I'd re-drilled it as low as I could, and it still didn't suit me, and I was frustrated, and I shelved it. And then Eldon had built the model, and of course he'd modified the body and stuff, and then the thing was just literally completely in the weeds, and I could not figure out how the hell he did it. And we were talking, and I said, Eldon, how did you get the stance so low on that? I said, I fooled with that, and I finally got so frustrated I just couldn't get the car any lower. How in the world did you get it so low? And he says, I cut the tires in half and shoved them up in the wheel wells. And I said, you can't do that. And he said, why not? Who's going to see it? It's a display model. Nobody knows who's going to see it. And I thought, well, hell, why didn't I think of that? Because my tires were already buried in the wheel wells, and it was still showing way more tire and rim than I wanted it to. And then he pulls this thing off by just cutting the tire and the rim in half. So. And my buddy Sonny DePalma was the same way. Another one. We lost Eldon a few years back, and we lost Sonny too. It's been almost 9 years ago that we lost Sonny, and I think Eldon died a few years before him. These guys were great guys, great modelers, and great car guys. And Sonny did the same thing. He used to tell me, whatever it takes, get what you want, just do whatever you got to do. And I had never used that mentality before. Everything was kind of by the book, and I really started going outside the box. The current project I'm working on right now, I'm working on the 1/12 scale 57 Chevy from Revell, and I wanted some big, giant ass wrinkle wall drag slicks in the back of that thing, and they wouldn't fit. They weren't even close to fit. And I chopped that chassis up. I had to remove the gas tank and a bunch of other stuff in the rear end to get those slicks to fit in there, but I did it, and I got the stance I wanted. But I don't want anybody really examining the bottom of it because it's not too pretty under there. But what's on the surface, the stance, I got what I wanted. But I just figured I'd run that by you guys, and that applies to other things too. I mean, I build other things besides models, and make stuff out of metal and wood. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with Adam Savage from MythBusters. And I follow Adam quite a bit, and he's quite a maker of all things too, and model builder, and he's an amazing guy, an amazing talent. But he's another one of those people that says, rethink it. If it doesn't work, rethink it. You can get it to work. And following him during COVID especially, I watched Adam every day. He kind of got me through COVID when I was kind of stuck here in my lab with not a lot of work to do and not many people coming in. So he's another great one for just make it work, do whatever you got to do to make it work. And I love that mentality, so I figured I'd pass that on to you guys too. But enjoy what you're doing, have a good time, that's it, and make it look the way you want it to look. That's one thing Sonny always pounded into my head. Make it yours. Don't copy me, is what he used to say. Do it, but make it yours. And I'm a firm believer in that, and I pass that on to all of you. So anyway, little words of wisdom. Not that wise, but just want to tell you guys that. So have a good day, and I'll see you again soon.